degrees.
Okay, thanks so much, Justin. All right, well, 1:08 over the weekend. You might want to go to the movies. It's time for the Bell Breakdown with film critic Josh Bell. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we've got a couple interesting movies here. You and I
Yes,
have
indeed.
chatted a little bit. I had a feeling that you weren't going to like Mile 22, but I'll let you give your take. It stars Mark Wahlberg.
It does star Mark Wahlberg, and it's his latest collaboration with Peter Berg, the director behind Lone Survivor and Deepwater Horizon and Patriots Day. So they've made all of these like true American hero stories, and now they've run out of true American heroes, I guess, so we have to go with a fictional American hero. So this is a fictional story where Mark Wahlberg plays this super secret special forces guy who leads the elite unit that the government has to deny and all this nonsense.
You did your trailer voice there.
Yeah, exactly. It's very serious, very intense, and he's in this kind of fictional, unnamed South Asian country, and he's got to take this informant and get him to safety because he's going to give them important information about where nuclear materials are. You know,
this sounds way over my head.
As we always do in these movies. The plot is, of course, silly and convoluted, and that's not necessarily always a problem, like in the Mission Impossible movies, if you have some cool, exciting action or interesting characters, charismatic performances. But Mark Wahlberg, for whatever reason, they have him play this character who's kind of a jerk, and he's constantly monologuing throughout the movie. So he's just jabbering the whole time, and it's irritating. The action is cut to ribbons, really. The editing is very choppy. It's hard to follow. The plot is confusing, and it all ends up hinging on this big twist at the end, which just makes you think back to the previous stuff and think, well, that didn't really make sense then if that happened. And it sets up a sequel that I kind of doubt is ever going to really happen. So as far as action stuff goes, I think this is, again, especially compared to Mission Impossible, which you can still go see in theaters, this is not nearly on that level.
Interesting. Yeah, well, it's good to know that you say it kind of doesn't make sense, because sometimes you sit in the theater and go, am I the only one who doesn't really get what's going on? But if it's too complicated, you can't really enjoy it.
And they're just giving you this barrage of information that doesn't really add up, and you can't focus on what should be the important part of the movie, which is the cool action and the fights and stuff. And they've got Iko Uwais, who plays this informant who's a great Indonesian action star from the Raid movies, and he does some cool stuff here, but compared to Mark Wahlberg, they're definitely not in the same league.
Okay, interesting. You were saying Mark Wahlberg also okay in the movie. We're better to go down to Wahlburgers and grab a burger than sit and watch this movie.
Yeah, that might be a more enjoyable experience. I did not buy Mark Wahlberg as a genius in this movie. Did not work for me.
Didn't buy it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Crazy Rich Asians. Now, I thought, well, this is getting a lot of promotion. It's a romantic comedy based on the popular novel, and I think I saw you say somewhere on Twitter that it kind of lives up to the hype of it.
I think it does, actually, for the most part. The book is very popular. There's a whole trilogy that came out a few years ago. A lot of people read this, a lot of anticipation for this adaptation. Also, it's the first Hollywood studio movie in a long time to have a major Asian American cast, and so that's a big deal as well, and I think people are looking for a lot from this movie, and it mostly delivers. I mean, it is a romantic comedy, so it's relatively predictable. You've got Constance Wu from Fresh Off the Boat, who plays this Asian American college professor, and she goes to meet her boyfriend's family and discovers that he's from the most wealthy family in all of Singapore. So she's kind of thrust into this world of these super wealthy people and all of their social customs that she doesn't quite understand, and she has to fight her way through that. So there's some serious material about the culture clash, but it's got a lot of wacky supporting characters and a lot of lavish parties, and it looks great. It's got good costumes, and it's an entertaining, fun time at the movies.
Yeah, it looks good. You just maybe want to see it.
Well, I hope you do.
Sold.
All
Done.
Right.
I love it. All right. So one good one not so good.
Yeah.
It's up to you guys. Love your analysis as always and your reviews, Josh, and we will see you next Friday, of course.
Sounds good.
For the Bell Breakdown, one up, one down, so one bell. There we go.